The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. President Trump says the war is won. He says the Iranian Navy is gone and the skies are clear. But while the White House celebrates, a new voice of defiance has just emerged from Tehran. This is the voice that they fear so much, and the voice that they claim they don't want. Iran's new supreme leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei has broken his silence with a chilling warning that changes everything. Is Operation Epic Fury a victory, or are we being led into a massive trap? Finally, this man, we haven't seen him, but today he has given us his first message. March 12, 2026, the Supreme Leader issued his first major public statement. He didn't just call for peace, he declared a vow of revenge. A vow of revenge, oh. He vowed that the blood of Iranian martyrs, including civilians caught in the crossfire, will be avenged. Khamenei's message was a direct warning to the world. Not a single liter of oil will reach the enemies of Iran as long as the Strait of Hormuz remain under their leverage. But these are the people who said, we can pass, there's nothing wrong. This is a direct challenge to Trump's claim that he is keeping the oil flowing, with prices already over $100 a barrel. The Supreme Leader is betting that he can bankrupt the West while the U.S. Navy runs out of ammo. Hey!
Regarding the fighters, I'd like to thank the brave fighters who are doing great job at a time where our country is under pressure and under attacks. Our great forces have severely attacked the enemies and have prevented the enemies from dominating our country, from dividing our country. The Iranian people wants you to continue your defense of the country, and to do this in order for the enemies to regret what have they done and what they have done. And when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz and other fronts, the enemies have no experience that is enough. We have good relations with 15 neighboring countries, and we are always willing to develop these relationships with our neighboring countries. But the enemy has certain military bases in some of these countries and have used these bases to attack us. We have warned before that without attacking these bases, the enemy will continue the regression. We are forced to continue the interests and the bases of the enemies. But we still have good relationships and friendship with the neighboring countries. Those who killed our children will pay the price. My advice is to stop these bases from operating. We need to do that because the enemies are saying lies and are telling lies. To those who cooperate, these directions and directives must be fully aware. We regime in the Islamic Republic of Iran is not a colonial regime. We need to be unified. We need to have good relations with the neighboring countries, and we are ready to improve the relations with the neighboring countries. I am talking to the late Supreme Commander, and I want to tell him your deaths has created deep sadness in our hearts. You were killed while reading the Quran on the 10th of Ramadan. You have been patient for long, and you have never experienced any impatience, and you'll take a long time facing everything with bravery, and it will take us some time to discover the good characteristics of your personality. We hope you will be in paradise with the prophets, and for the sake of the Iranian people and for the sake of the resistant acts paper, we need to make sure that we will be fine. And we pledged to our Lord Almighty and to the late Supreme Leader that we will follow the path of the right. We will do our best. We'll continue your path. And I will ask all leaders of different degrees and the political liars and the entire people of Iran to do their best and to show their unity. I'd like to thank everyone who supported me. I'd like to thank the Leadership Council, and I'd like to thank everyone, and I ask Allah Almighty to bestow His mercy on us and on all the Muslims everywhere and on all the weak peoples everywhere.
Now we are seeing power. Unbelievable. But why is Iran so confident? Because they know the US is struggling. A comprehensive report from the Hindustan Times confirmed that even though the US has spent 11 billion US dollars in just 6 days, the military is facing a severe shortage of air defense missiles. Look at the facts. But they told us that these are the most powerful people in the world. Patriot missiles batteries are currently being stripped from Osan Air Base in South Korea and rushed to the Middle East. Why? Because Iran strikes waves, over 40 consecutive waves in 48 hours, are saturating our defenses. We are emptying our global cupboard just to keep our bases in the Gulf from being overrun. Trump says we won, but why? Are we desperately begging allies for warship they refuse to send? Like the United States of America now begging? The Supreme Leader's most dangerous warning was aimed at America's neighbors. He told the Gulf Arab states to, quote, shut down U.S. military bases immediately. He called the American security promises nothing but a lie, and warned that if these bases are used to strike Iran, Iran will have no choice but to target the infrastructure in those countries. This is a psychological war. He is trying to isolate the U.S. Navy while it is at its weakest. If the Gulf nations pull their support, the U.S. fleet has nowhere to dock and nowhere to refuel. The White House says it's over. The Supreme Leader just said it is the beginning. Who do you believe? Is the U.S. Navy out of bullets? The world is watching and the clock is ticking on the global economy. The world is changing, and I hope Africa we are watching or we are seeing. They have just told us that these people, military bases and security is a lie. And the Gulf nations are crying to the whole world how they have been abandoned. Now that they need them to bring their military to support them, they said they are thinking about their people first. They are thinking about their people first. And it's now cry your own cry. Even though what the Arab nation said before they even launched the strikes. They were never consulted. They didn't know. But now that the fire is there, according to them, they have to now pay. So it is a lesson. It's either Africa will continue to be watching, or we use this to build ourselves like what Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso leaders are doing. That we are sitting down eating democracy, and everything that we are talking about is how we are protecting democracy. Protecting the oppressor's rule. Protecting the oppressor's rule can never save us. This is the time for us to make sure we give back everything that they've given to us so that we can build and empower ourselves. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, Middle East, and Iran.